What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back to talk about, you guessed it, Warhammer 40k. But today, I'm talking about my own custom fan/homemade legion, that of the Lost Legion, the 11th Legion. I said Legion a lot. They are the Celestial Sons. So the reason as to why I'm making this video is to give you guys an update, but I think it's mostly about telling myself that it's been 2 years, you gotta get on it. So this is kind of like I'm lighting the fire under my butt to kind of get this lore going. Now, if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, I will be posting links down at the bottom as well as at the end of the video, so you guys can check out the lore behind the custom legion that I created for the heresy for the Lost Primarchs. So there's a lot of mystery, but also a lot of little clues eluding us as to who or what the Lost Primarchs were and how their legions operated. So I decided to take that up against the insurmountable odds out there of making this chapter my own, but also making it fit into the lore, the setting of Warhammer. And it's not easy because you got to go through a lot of books, you got to go through a lot of novels specifically to kind of see if the little like mysteries and inklings of clues fit in with what you're creating. And that's what I've been doing. So hopefully I've done a good job. There is one glaring thing that I'm thinking about changing, but as of right now, it's quote-unquote official Sound Alchemist lore, and that is that the Necrons made an appearance before the Horus Heresy. So I know canonically, I don't believe that happened. It could be that that's probably one of the reasons why the Emperor wanted to silence the 11th Legion, because of their telling of like, you have skeletal reanimating men out there trying to take the Imperium or overall just cleanse the galaxy. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to give you guys a little bit of lore following the Edict of Obliteration. So I've got the prerequisite all done for my lore of the inception of the Legion, lore on the Primarch, how the Legion operates, etc., all the way up to the pivotal moment of when the Emperor enacts the Edict of Obliteration. Now, if you don't know what that is the order to destroy all Space Marines of the 11th Legion. Kill their likeliness, any symbols, basically anything that proved that this Legion was a thing. They have to wipe it completely, almost as if they didn't exist. So this is the beginnings of that lore. So without further ado, let's dive into the Fractured Sun incident. The execution force of the Emperor had arrived. For the first time ever, the Imperium had to annihilate one of its own, completely. And to show their power, the combined armada of the Space Wolves, the Sisters of Silence, and the Adeptus Custodes was large enough to blot out the sun. And that's when the world shook. The attack completely took the 11th Legion by surprise. The naval battle above the Forge World of Eldia was swift and bloody efficient. Battle barge after battle barge plummeted down in a burning wreck, each explosion shaking the world. Any attempt at Vox communication was ignored by the execution force, and upon seeing hundreds of his battle brothers fall against the orbital strike, the Primarch Alec Elric ordered any Celestial Son still alive to make planetfall, and to make their last stand, one worthy of legend. The ferocity of the Space Wolves was unmatched, for who would have thought that at one time the 11th and the 6th had fought side by side. The Space Wolves tore into their traitorous battle brothers with no remorse, no hesitation. The Wolves had located their prey, and they were out to kill. Fierce battles were being waged all across the Forge of Eldia. And that's all I got. So I've got a really strong starting point, at least I believe so. This is the beginnings of a massive battle that's going to span, like I said, the entire world. And I'm going to be focusing on 3 or 4 areas. One is going to focus on an apothecary who is tending to the wounded and that's when the wolves, and I believe a custody, comes up to annihilate them. So that's going to be one portion of the lore. Continuing on, I'm also going to talk about the goings-ons from Chaos, because at this current time, the gods of Chaos are playing a part in trying to gather up Space Marines of the 11th Legion to their cause. If you guys saw and witnessed the beginnings of the lore for this, on the moon of Aldea, two major players of the 11th Legion, Dante Hueco and Varos of the Dawn's Lance, are already corrupted and are on the side of Chaos. Unfortunately, they are kind of protected on the moon of Aldea because the execution force that the Emperor sent out ignored the moon. They're just focusing on the world of Aldea. Now, Aldea is a forge world that was occupied by the Skitarii, and the Skitarii sent out a distress signal that only the 11th Legion found. And it turns out that this distress signal was actually a ploy by Chaos. So Zeech worked alongside Nurgle, and Nurgle kind of infested and corrupted the Skitarii there, and that's how the 11th Legion found out about Chaos. They found out that there was Nurgle on the moon, as well as Nurgle minions and whatnot on the planet. And as they were cleansing it, the Skitarii sent a distress signal out towards the Greater Imperium, saying that the 11th Legion had gone rogue and have been attacking the Skitarii of this forge world. So during all this, that's when the Emperor was like, well, the Primarch Alec Elric, he's already kind of, I wouldn't say a loose cannon, but he's got a split personality disorder. So he has fits of rage and uncontrollable anger, besides just being stoic, and that he cannot control. So because of this, the Emperor had no choice but to finish off this legion who was supposed to be out protecting humanity, bringing in planets to Imperial compliance, and going rogue is not something that the Emperor wants. So because of that, the Emperor will be sending out his execution force. On top of this, the 11th Legion also found out that within the Forge World of Aldea, there was actually a secret dragon cult, and that dragon cult was praising the Omnissiah, which they were calling the Void Dragon. So the Emperor didn't want anybody to know that underneath the sands of Mars, there is a Catan shard. Basically, the Imperium and the Adeptus Mechanicus are praising a Xenos god, and that will not look good, especially if it gets out to the public. So that's another reason as to why the Emperor is trying to silence the 11th Legion. So with that being said, guys, I've got a lot more coming. I'm actually working on this pretty much non-stop. Every day I'm getting little inklings done, and hopefully I will have a rough draft done by, I'm going to say, the end of the week, but I don't 100% know if that's possible, because I want this to be as lore accurate as possible, but also adding in some like pizzazz and flavor and like awesomeness to it. So stay tuned for more Celestial Sun lore. In the meantime, again, I will be posting videos and links as to where you can get all the information on my homebrew. Also, if you look down in the description, I've got links to like artists, commission studios and whatnot. If you like the images from what you see here and you want to get some stuff done, go ahead and give them a shout out or contact them. And that's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Any and all criticism is greatly wanted. Again, I want to try to improve this as much as I can, so if you feel like something's off, or if you like so far the lore for the Edict of Obliteration, or overall my 11th Legion, let me know. And yeah, that's all I got for today, guys. So thanks for listening, and as always, I have been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'm signing out. Peace.